Hello everyone, welcome to Miss Lee's class. Today we're going to learn three things. First, we're going to learn how to find perfect squares and square root. Second, we're going to learn how to find areas of triangles. And third, we're going to learn how to find factors of numbers. Okay, so let's look at the first handout. So using a square paper, draw the smallest perfect square you can. How many squares did you use? What are the dimensions of your square? Okay. Before we start, what are squares, everyone? How can you draw a square? Square is a quadrilateral having four equal sides, right? Okay, then let's draw a square, the smallest square you can draw. I'm just going to use one box, one square. Okay, so here, say, how many squares did you use? One square. What are the dimensions? Okay, so if you look at the dimension, so one unit is 1 centimeter, so that is 1 by 1. Okay, the dimension is 1 by 1. Okay, using a square paper, draw the next smallest perfect square you can. Okay, I want you to draw the next smallest, this is the smallest perfect square, and I want you to draw the next smallest square, perfect square. So pause the video and draw the next one. Go ahead, everyone. Alright, let's do it together. The next will be this. Okay? How many squares do you need? Do you need to draw the next one? 4 squares, right? So here, how many squares did you use? 4 squares. What are the dimensions of your square? Here, 2 by 2. Is that right? So 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Okay, so let's keep doing it. Number 3, draw the next smallest. Number 4, make the next smallest. Using your square paper, make the biggest perfect square you can. So I want you to go ahead, everyone. Just pause the video and draw the next one, and the biggest one using your square paper. Go ahead. Pause the video. Alright, have you guys tried that? Okay, look at number 3. Draw the next smallest perfect square you can. The next one, 3 by 3. And the next one is 4 by 4. So 3 by 3 has 9 squares, and 4 by 4 has 16 squares, right? So write it down. How many squares did you use? 9 squares. And what are the dimensions? 3 by 3. And make the next one. That is 16 squares. And that is 4 by 4. Number 5 is a bit tricky. So using your square paper, make the biggest perfect square you can. Okay, look at the square paper. To make the biggest one, so we have to count the number of square here. So I have 19 square. And I count 19 square from here to here and draw it. Then that is 19 by 19 square. And that is 361 squares. Okay? So let's write down the answer. "19 by 19. Okay, everyone. So we found those numbers. 1, 4, 9, 16, 361. Those numbers are called perfect square numbers. So for example, we know 1, 4, 9, 16 are perfect square numbers. And what's the next perfect square numbers? 25. What's the next one? 36. What's the next one? 49. How would you find those numbers? We can just simply draw the next one. So we have 4 by 4 square. So we draw 5 by 5 square and count the number of squares inside. Okay? So that is how you find perfect square numbers. So those called perfect square numbers. Okay, then everyone, what does it mean to square a number? Make your own definition. So if you square a number, you will be able to find a perfect square number. So for example, when you square a number, 1 square, that means you repeat multiplying 1 twice. Then 1 is a perfect square. And 2 squared, that becomes 4. 3 squared, 9. 4 squared, 16. 5 squared, 25. 6 squared, 36. Okay? 9 squared, 81. 10 squared, 100. Those are perfect square number. So when you square a number, you will be able to find a perfect square number. So you say multiplying a number by itself. So squaring a number means multiplying a number by itself. Okay? Okay, what does it mean for a number to be a perfect square? Can just any number be considered a perfect square? Why or why not? So perfect square means a number made by squaring a whole number. So those are perfect square numbers, right? So when you multiply the same number twice, repeat multiplying the same number twice, then you will be able to get the perfect square numbers. So the meaning of a perfect square number, perfect square is a number made by squaring a whole number. So what does it mean to take the square root of a number? Think back to the squares you drew on the paper. What part of the diagram represent the square root? So everyone, taking the square root of a number is exactly opposite process of squaring a number. So for example, if you look at the paper, you found 4 by multiplying 2 times 2, right? You found 4 by multiplying 2 times 2. And, if you take square root of 4, you find 2, okay? So basically, square root of 4 is 2. And here, square root of 9 is 3. And square root of 16 is 4. And here, everyone, square root of 361 is 19. So basically, when you know the area of a square, finding the side lengths of the square is taking a square root of a number. Okay? All right, let's go back. So we know square root of 1 is 1, and square root 4 is 2, and square root of 9 is 3, and square root of 16 is 4, and square root of 25. What is square root of 25? 5. And what is square root of 36? 6. Okay? So squaring a number is basically finding what number multiplied by itself is equal to the number under the square root symbol. So this is the square root symbol, okay? All right, let's move on. Number 9, complete the table below by listing all the perfect squares you discovered on the front page in order least to greatest. Okay, 1 is a perfect square, that is 1 by 1, and square root of 1 is 1. What's the next one? 4 is a perfect square number, and that is 2 by 2. And root 4 is 2. Let's keep doing it, everyone. 9 is 3 by 3, and root 9 is 3. So I want you to complete the table, okay? So pause the video, complete the table, and we're gonna go over it together. Alright, everyone, look at this table. So did you guys find the same answer? Alright, let's move on to number 10. What is the algebraic relationship between squaring a number and taking the square root of a number? Okay, so it's exactly opposite meaning, everyone. When you have 3 squared is 9. So 3 squared. So squaring a number, square a number. And 9 to 3, taking a square root. Square root of 9 is 3. Okay? So exactly opposite process. So you say opposite process. Right? Okay, let's move on. So number 11, solve the following problems. All right, everyone. Root 256. What is root 256? Now we have to find the number. What number do you have to multiply to get 256? You have to multiply 16 twice. Therefore, the answer is 16. Okay? So basically, after finding this number 16, you just consider that root and the exponent 2 can cancel out each other. Root 4, what is this? The answer is 2, because root 4 is the same as 2 squared, and you can cancel out square root and 2, exponent 2. Okay, so now I want you to pause the video and finish up to here. and we're gonna go over it together. All right, everyone? Go ahead. All right, everyone, check the answers. And let's go to the next part. Now we're going to square a number. So everyone, again, taking a square root and squaring a number are exactly opposite process. So here, let's do it together. First couple questions. 11 squared. 11 times 11, 121. 13 squares. 13 times 13 is 169. So you find the answer using your calculator, or if you can do this mentally, you can just use mental math. So pause the video and finish the worksheet. Go ahead, everyone. All right, everyone, here's the answer. I want you to check the answer. All right. Okay, so this is it for the first worksheet. So we're gonna move to the next worksheet. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.